Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another AB Daily News with your hockey coach, Coach FRENCHY. Today, episode number 293. What your menu coach. First of all, guys, the only subject is about the Montreal Canadiens, the best trade chip they have for the general manager can use during the off season. But before we dive about the subject, we want to remind you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave me a comments about this episode. And let's dive in talking about the subject of the day. The subject of the day, guys, is about the Montreal Canadiens, their best trade chip for the general manager can use during the offseason. First, the Montreal Canadiens pick from the Fleur Panthers, possible 17 overall, but depends if the Fleur Panthers are going to win or lose against the Boston Bruins during the first round playoff 2023. If it's the case, they lose, the Montreal Canadiens get the number 17. If they win, if they move to second round, possible Montreal now drop possible around 24 or 25th. Whatsoever, Montreal Canadiens could use the Florida pick Panthers to make a trade and to get something in return. Some people talk about maybe trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Some people said they could use that pick exactly what they did last year for Kirby Dach when they trade the 13th overall pick. Everything is possible. The fact they had that pick for the Florida Panthers when they trade Ben Chariot in return to get that pick, I think this is a great asset for the can use to do something with that pick if they want to do it. If not, they're going to select a good prospect NHL 2023 at 17 overall. Now, let's move on now for my number 2. It's the defenseman, Joel Edmundson. Why? Because, first of all, he's a left defenseman. Montreal Canadiens guys have a lot of left defensemen in their organization. I'm talking about, first of all, Mike Madison, Caden Cooley, Jordan Harris, Albert Jekai. Then we have Adam Armstrong and Lane Hudson. Does not play yet for the Montreal Canadiens. In Laval Rocket, they have William Trudeau already, a Jaden Strobel, and we could add Baudin, Schoenemann, Norlander. So at this moment, I think Joel Edmundson should be traded from the general manager can use. This is another good trade chip for the Montreal Canadiens. What you get in return depends. Could go to the second round pick in return, or we can do a package deal to get a better trade for the Montreal Canadiens in return for Joel Edmundson. My number 3 of the day, guys, about Christian DVORAK, the center. Why? First of all, you have 2 more years at $4.5 million. If they trade DVORAK, they open up more money on the salary cap for the Montreal Canadiens. Secondly, I think they could resign Sean Monahan with the Montreal Canadiens for 1 year. And if we need another center, Monahan could be and take the spot of Christian DVORAK. It would be cheaper. Thirdly, they open up a spot because DVORAK departure. Alex Belzil, Owen Beck, or Jake Allen could fill up that spot from Christian DVORAK. If you put this all together, I think Montreal could get something good in return for Christian DVORAK. And because we have many prospects, and don't forget, Montreal Canadiens could select 5th overall pick 2023 NHL draft, another center. So I think it's a time for the Montreal Canadiens trade during the offseason, Christian DVORAK. And finally, my number 4 and number 5 I put together. I feel they don't need to trade them, but they are a good chip for can use if they need to trade Josh Anderson or Jake Allen. Jake Allen is all depends on Caden Primo and the Samuel Montembeault. In my eyes, both should not be traded. Josh Anderson have a really good season overall, more during the second half of the season when they have many injuries. Anderson stepped up and he played very well with the Montreal Canadiens for the last 6 weeks of the season before he got hurt. Anderson was used on power play, on PK, and he played at the top line with the Montreal Canadiens. So if you consider this, I think Anderson and Allen does not go nowhere. Overall, the resume, my subject of the day, guys, the best trade chip for Kenyo are round pick from the Florida Panthers, Joel Edmundson, and Christian DVORAK. I would like to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this subject. If maybe you have another players I forget you would like maybe Montreal trade, please mention in the comments. I will definitely reply to you. And that's conclude, guys, my subject of the day. Here we go. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode 293 of the AB Daily News. But before we leave, we want to remind you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave me a comments about this episode. And of course, we want to remind you, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.